What's up? How's it going? How's it going, everybody? It's your boy, Lieutenant Dan, here live from Orlando, Florida. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. For the next 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes here, let's just have a discussion. I see Chris Edwards in the chat. What's going on, my man? Rise up, stay grounded. I hope you're doing well. This chat box is being wacky, crazy, wild. Let's see if I can actually get it to refresh current cache on the page. There. So, let's have a very quick discussion about the state of the Atlanta Falcons and the state of this channel going forward, because it's been months since I posted anything, done anything on this channel. If you're paying attention, then you'll know that we're about to do something really, really big, especially since X is now kind of blowing up for us a little bit, and we're gaining more views, we're gaining more following. There's different things going on here. So the peeps that do know that will catch this video, that will catch this stray, they won't understand why we're making the transformation that we're making. But once we're finished, we're going to do something really, really special. So with that announcement out of the way, and it being so super, super vague, let's get into just a very small discussion about the Atlanta Falcons and what their basic outlook looks like. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers currently hold the division lead against the Atlanta Falcons. And at the time of this recording, especially since we're going to be starting a new series very, very soon, at the time of this recording, the Atlanta Falcons are behind, not only in the wild card race, kind of getting boxed out of that one, but real only, actual way the Falcons could get into the playoffs is the Buccaneers slipping up and the Falcons winning out. There's quite a few games that are left. So that doesn't mean that this is over by any chance. But you can tell up to this point that the Atlanta Falcons most likely will miss the playoffs if they continue the way they're continuing. As an update to most who has watched this channel to any extent at all and listen to the ramblings of a madman who comes in here and talks about the Falcons of all teams. If you currently, right now, need that update, here it is. The Falcons have had an issue with quarterback ever since they released Matt Ryan into the wild and he went off and just fizzled out, and that was that. And whether you want to blame the Dimitroff era or the Dan Quinn era or the multiple offensive linemen or offensive coordinators, or just pick problem A, B, C to, the 26th letter in the alphabet. And whine or bitch or complain about it, because that's been the Falcons' big total message for years now, has been, we just don't understand where we're going. We've put pieces together and topple blocks on top of each other, and they all fall down and have no idea what we're going to be doing next. Just trying to make some semblance of something to work and always end up having problems on the back end in every single way, shape, and form. So now the quarterback problem happens. After releasing, Ryan, which was kind of the straw that breaks the camel's back. Now you have Kirk Cousins, who is a wonderful quarterback. In fact, actually, a breath of fresh air after multiple years, 3-4 years now of bad QB play. And Kirk has now fallen off his pedestal, and he is now having a bad season after the Falcons have paid him good money, and also took a quarterback at number 8 overall in Michael Penix Jr. At the time of this recording right now, the Falcons are 6-7, if I'm not mistaken. Way to do my research. And they are facing the Desmond Ridder-led Las Vegas Raiders tonight on Monday night. I'm going to very quickly say something. This might turn into the worst thing ever, or just a classic premium Falcons win that they come out and feel better about themselves. If it is the latter, though, the one where things totally collapse and Desmond Ridder beats the Atlanta Falcons, yeah, that's going to be a problem. If it isn't, though, and the Falcons beat the Vegas Raiders, what's the outlook? Well, the outlook of the positive is that if they end up winning, they are now chasing the Buccaneers for the division title and may end up losing grasp of it and being boxed out of a wild card race, because it's a fantastic race right now in the NFC North. They may end the season with a winning record, but not making the playoffs, which might be worse than losing out the rest of their games. And anyone who's ever listened to any ramblings of this crazy idiot here would obviously know that if the Falcons end up losing out, I never promote tanking. I never promote tanking as a Falcons fan. However, if the Falcons lose to the Vegas Raiders tonight against Desmond Ridder, Lord help me, then not only am I going to need an apology from Falcons fans in general about Desmond Ridder, which is going to be just the sweetest candy, the sweetest sip of nectar. But if we, and only the Falcons would do this, but if we lose to the Vegas Desmond Ridder-led Raiders, and Kirk Cousins loses this game for us, and we don't start Michael Penix tonight, then I want this team, and I've never said this ever on this show. I'm pretty sure I've never said this on this show, so I'm in good faith coming to you guys and saying this, honestly thinking that I've never said it ever. I hope the Falcons tank. I hope the Falcons tank so hard. The positive is that you catch the Bucs, you beat the Raiders tonight, you catch the Bucs, you move forward, you win games. The Bucs slip up a couple of times because they're the Buccaneers, right? They just, injuries or whatever it ends up being, the Falcons catch the healthiness that they need, and they go straight into the playoffs, and they just get slapped by like somebody good, just the Vikings. Like, just get shillelied. But if they lose, the Falcons have to tank. And here's the reason why. The Falcons do not have a 3rd-round pick. I believe they're also missing their 5th-round pick. They don't have a 7th. This Falcons team has no draft capital. The higher this selection, the more likely they are able to gain some draft capital and move back down while having a unique plan to fix the current situation, which is this room is stagnating because we are keeping sacred cows, golden calves, in the Falcons locker room. And I've said it once on the show, and I will burn and light the way with the bridges that I burn to get this across everybody's head. The Falcons have to think about the future, and Grady Jarrett needs to go. Kyle Pitts needs to be traded on the cheap. They need to find, especially if we lose out, they need to find Kirk Cousins a home, a team that's willing, desperate enough to take on the monetary value of this, and we get little to nothing. Archangel, what's going on? Rise and shine at Dan. What's going on, my dude? If the Falcons lose this game tonight, they need to tank. And they need to tank so hard that it blows up the entire state of Georgia. The Atlanta city burns down once again. Sherman's return. And they must get as high of a pick to either do one of two things. Get the right tackle of the future and get McGary's ass out of here. Or trade down and get as much capital as possible. GATX, boy, what's going on, my man? Rise up. Hope you're doing well. They got to get it out. They got to take like a 5th-round pick, a 4th-round pick for Kirk Cousins, send him to a desperate franchise that needs a quarterback right now, unless he retires. And they're going to have to trade Kyle Pitts for like a 3rd, a 4th. I hope they get a 4th. But they may have to agree to a deal in principle and then eat some money to be able to get like a 3rd-round pick for Pitts. Make a deal for Pitts and then trade him to another team connected to that deal. A deal that the Falcons eat some money and get like a 3rd-round pick. Probably at 4th best, but hoping for 3rd. Kirk has to go, get a 4th. Pitts has to go, say it's another 4th, whatever, 2 4ths, whatever. McGary has to go. They're going to have to find a replacement. I'm being honest with you guys. Just being straight up. McGary's going to have to go. Penix is going to be the starter. They're going to have to pay Algier. They're going to have to pay Dahlman because you can't fix all your problems, so you're going to have to pay Dahlman. You're going to have to start Michael Penix. You're going to have to prepare the discussion of paying Drake London. Just is what it is. You can't say he's not a true number 1. You can't say he's not a true number 1. The Falcons have one more year on Caleb McGary's contract, and they're saving like $14 million cutting him this year. This coming year, he's still contracted with the Falcons. The Falcons cut him in 2025. They get like $14 million. There's no way that boy survives. Especially since he's shown that he can be average. When the whole line is cohesive, he's part of a good group. But you're going to need a new blindside tackle. A guy that can anchor, not be beaten, not be broken. You're going to need to do a good old New England, New Orleans special where you take a left tackle that can convert to a right tackle. A guy that's going to anchor there for the rest of your life because you got a left-handed quarterback throwing. Okay, let's move on. So Penix is going to have to start. You're going to have to pay Algier. You have to pay Dahlman. You're going to have to go get your right tackle of the future. If that's in the draft, that's probably your first-round pick. Yeah, that's probably your first-round pick. And that's probably for the best. Because you're going to go to the free agent market. You're going to go find yourself another wide receiver. You're going to have Darnell Mooney. You're going to have Drake London. You're going to have Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson. You're probably going to have a drafted tight end or some vet who will step in here and just be a guy. Remember Jacob Tamme. Just remember that. Remember Jacob Tamme. Cheap, inexpensive tight end weapon for Penix to use. Penix, Bijan, Algier, line is pretty much the same. You're gonna deal with Jake. You're gonna start Bergeron again. Dahlman will get paid. Lindstrom, go get your right tackle of the future. Trade Pitts, trade Kirk, bite the bullet on the money, whatever. Have the other team bite some of it so you can get a decent pick. Get a fourth for Pitts, get a fourth for Kirk, maybe even a fifth. You got to move forward. This is called draining the swamp. Drain the swamp, make it work. Get rid of McGarry. Go find your right tackle of the future who's going to be the quote-unquote left tackle because he's the blind side for Penix now. Penix left-hand thrower. Right-hand side is the backside. Jake Matthews will be probably gone the next year or the following year. Bergeron will slot into the left tackle spot, and you'll go find another left guard, another good left guard. Don't have to worry about fixing every problem. This year's line is good enough for Penix to play behind. He won't die. Just trade out the McGarry spot. Get Pitts out of here. You're gonna have to start the conversation about paying London, and then defensively, because you'll go find a third wide receiver. Mooney and London will be serviceable enough for be able to work, and you'll go find yourself a serviceable tight end and wide receiver that can just hunker down, and be your guy. Okay? And then, on top of that, defensively, you're going to go ahead and let Grady Jarrett go. You're going to find a place for Onyemata in this on this team, or you're going to find a trade for him. You're saving so much money; it's undeniable. Go look at the cap. Go look at the cap. Go look at the cap. If you have the opportunity, go get the best right tackle, left tackle convert in the first round. Put that person on the side of Michael Penix Jr. on his blind side. Have him go through the lumps. Easy peasy. And then defensively, Grady Jarrett's got to go. Onyemata's either got to stay or take a pay cut or get ejected into the sun. Lorenzo Carter will not be back. Sensei G, what's going on, my man? Rise up, stay grounded. I moved my setup into a more feasible spot, so we're going to be live and doing the podcasts more frequently, and I'll have the X live as well. But defensively, Grady Jarrett out. Onyemata replacement. Goodbye, Lorenzo Carter. And I'm just gonna be straight with you guys. The only reason why Judon is here is so they can go straight into free agency. I see GATX goes on. Judon? Judon? What are they gonna do with Judon? If he comes back, it's just for depth. Because the big problem here is you don't have the depth. It's not specifically Kirk. It's not specifically Terry. It's not specifically Art. It's not specifically and I have something we're going to talk about. I'm not streaming tonight. I'm not going to do the game tonight, but you'll see me live on X. I'll be talking about the whole game. If you want to support your boy, head over. Go find UNGR_show on X and help your boy get to the 5 million impressions so he can start making some money. I'm more than halfway there already. But I'm just telling you what's going to end up. I'm draft guy. I'm draft guy. I'm off-season guy. I'm fixed team guy. I watch my product and go out there and see them do what they need to do. And I'm not going to sit here and go, well, if we just throw Penix in for the last couple of games, it's going to be fine. We need to, do what we got to do. You've got Ruka Rororo. You've got Braylon Trice. You've got Dorless. Either all hurt or not getting the play time because there's too many mid players in front of them fighting for opportunities, because we came into this year understanding that this was going to be a rebuild with the potential of that 2015, 2016 boom. That's where we're currently at right now. So it was always trying to find out what this defense and this offense was even capable of in any way, shape, or form. And now that we know, especially knowing that Kirk has the potential to be able to win us a bunch of games, and he did. That's not deniable. We can't deny that. But you can't be in the hunt with the big pieces, and all the rest of the team is pretty mid. Because Trice, Arororo, and Dorless all have not gotten really much of an opportunity to actually perform and go out and do things. And then on top of that, underperformers because we're trying to figure out how this defense actually works, right? We don't know what Jimmy Lake's defense really does for us until we know the full complement of players and what their positional strategy is going to be. But let's say for just 1 second that Zach Harrison is coming back. I like that player. It's good. AK's coming back. Okay, he's kind of turning on a little bit, but I'm not gonna like, oh my gosh, AK. He's still on a rookie deal. Bring him back. Let's say Judon does come back. Fine. Have Judon come back. Trice comes back healthy. Okay, cool. Rook comes back healthy. Okay, cool. But you need to go ahead and ship Grady out. You need to go ahead and ship Onyemata out. Ship them out. Go ahead. Go. Send them. Send them where they need to go. You need to save the money in all cases, in all places. You need to bite the bullet in certain areas where you made mistakes. Admit that you made mistakes and admit that, hey, guys, like there was an argument within the front office. The front office, the owner and its establishment and its what do they call it in WWE? They're like the board of directors, right? The board of directors and the owner wanted one thing, and the front office wanted another. And so that's why I believe that this draft is finding the right tackle of the future, the blind side, and that needs to be on a trade down. The Matthew, what's going on? Blazin, what's going on, my man? Rise up, stay ground. I hope you're doing well. If you haven't said hi in the chat, by the way, and said hi back, what are you doing here? I've been on hiatus forever, and you don't have the common courtesy to come into my chat, coming into my chat, and not say hi to me. Yeah, I know I've been away. I know. Honest, touche. I should be, oh, Dan, where have you been? Where's my breakdowns? It's coming. It's all coming. Setup's changed. We're in a better mental. We're in a better state. We can do this right. But you didn't say you what? You don't have the time. You don't have the time to just say hi. If you're watching this right now, say hello, rise up, how's it going, and I will say hi back because I'm like that. You need to build. Going straight back into the conversation, by the way, because I only have a few minutes here. But going straight back into this Falcons talk, you need to build off of Jesse Bates, AJ Terrell, and Caden Ellis. Everything else, if you put in your mind, everything else is expendable if you think that way. that you don't hold any golden cows in your head. You don't have any lingering tethers to any specific player, regardless of their tenure here. Then you start thinking a little bit different. You start going, the Anyamadas, the Gradys, the Lorenzo Carters, the Judons, the Taquan Grahams, the Richie Grants, the Malones. They can go. They can go. They can leave. They can be gone. And they can all go at a similar time. You don't have to keep any of those guys around. Players are emerging. Clark Phillips is emerging. AK is showing signs. We don't know what Trice, Dorless, or really Rukaroro's real makeup of this team, but we can see some positives, and we have evidence to show that those players can be fruitful if given an opportunity. Zach Harrison's are looking good. You've got Landman, Anderson, and Ellis. You've got AJ. You've got Phillips. You've got Jesse Bates. You can build off of this. And if you build off of that and sprinkle in, and I know everybody in this entire chat's going to start laughing at me. Laugh emoji. Give me the laugh cry emoji in the chat. Go ahead. Start saying it, because you know exactly the position I'm about to say. I've said it since 2015, 2014 when I started this channel. But where's my nose tackle, damn it? Where's my nose tackle? I've been saying it since Dan Quinn. Where's my nose tackle? I made a video about Vita Vea. Where's my nose tackle, my guy? I don't want just some whatevers. I want a real certified nose tackle. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not saying it costs you much. And if that guy is your first round pick as a guy to replace Anyamata and Grady, as a guy to be the next big man, fine. Great. I'm about that. That if it helps the pass rush, I'm about that. But I will not be sucked into the hyperbole of getting a first-round defensive end when all of these guys are about. Nah. I'm not going to get sucked into that. I'm not going to be guilted into that either. You don't know what Trice is. Zach Harrison is definitely a pusher thruster, and AK is starting to show a little bit of burst. I think those three guys right there, plus Dorless, plus a Rororo, and then bringing in the complement of players, whether that be a new free agent or keeping a Judon or whatever, is enough to provide the sacks, but you have to have the coverage. And that's the reason why I look at safety, right tackle. Another first-round selection could be defensive tackle for the Falcons, or linebacker, by the way. A lot of people aren't gonna say anything. Philip Bonner, what's going on, my man? The Matthew, good to see you. Rise up, stay grounded. I hope you're doing well. Good morning. So we're going to wrap this up real quick. Wrap it with a bow. Get out of here. Falcons' 3 keys to success for tonight. 1, rely on your run. You must rely on your run. Tyler Rozier, Bijan Robinson must take the load. If this is going to work and Kirk Cousins is going to work for you and you guys are going to do continued work like that, then you need the run to work tonight. Number 2, you need to not put Kirk Cousins in places where he will not succeed. Keep the game plan simple. Keep the game plan safe. Make sure you score. That's all that's needed. Don't force anything. Don't try to do extra. The third key to success is actually more of a backup plan than anything. If the Atlanta Falcons find themselves down by halftime, they will need to go ahead and take Kirk Cousins out. It isn't going to happen, but I would hope they would think about it. And they need to put Michael Penix in, and if Michael Penix goes out there and blows them up, then they need to go, all right, Kirk Cousins, we're shutting you down for the year. We are done. And then begin the discussion with them about where they're going to go with Kirk. And Kirk might end up becoming the most expensive backup you've ever had in your entire life. But if Michael Penix is out there slinging, then you need Michael Penix to sling. I doubt that they will, though. So I will catch you guys tonight. Peace, hair grease, rise up, stay grounded. To all of you, thank you for coming back. Hit that like, subscribe, and share this out to your friends and family. Rewatch the beginning of this video if you want to see a kind of a secret announcement. I'll catch you guys later.